Hello to all the cloud enthusiasts. I hope that you all are doing at the best of your health and you're already learning the cloud technology or be it any technology. But I hope that you all are becoming the better version of yourselves than you were yesterday. My name is Tejas. As you can see on the screen, I call myself the cloud simplifier. That's because I simplify the cloud for you. I simplify because initially when I started my career, there are a lot of cloud jargons, there are a lot of cloud services that I didn't understand, and I can understand only if they are related to some real world scenarios. That is the reason why I'm here. I'm here to do the same for you. I'll just give some real world analogies, some real world scenarios so that you guys can understand what these services or what these jargons are all about. All right. So today we are going to do something very fantastic. We are going to use CloudFormation to deploy one of the services, and what the service is, you'll get to know in some time. But before that, let's have a quick introduction about me. Guys, as I said, my name is Tejas Mahendrakar, and I call myself the Cloud Simplifier. If you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, that's my LinkedIn handle, Tejas Mahendrakar. If you want to follow me on YouTube, this video is right now on YouTube. If you want to follow me on YouTube, if you want to look at all the other videos that I've put on the YouTube, that's the channel name. The Cloud Minds is my channel's name, and you can go and check it out. Or if you want to have any questions, if you want to get something clarified, the cloudsimplifier@gmail.com, that's my email address, and you can go ahead and send me an email, and within few hours to a day, you'll get a response for any issues that you're facing. Alright guys, so like I said, in today's topic what we are going to do is we are going to use the CloudFormation and then create an EC2 instance. Right, so that is what we are going to do. Previously, in my previous video, we had already seen how to create the EC2 instance using the Terraform, but for people who are good using the CloudFormation, or they are very CloudFormation goes very easy with them, for those people I thought I'll create a CloudFormation template and make you understand how to create the EC2 instance. Now, for example, if you want to create an EC2 instance, there are quite a few things that you need to do. That's because for an EC2 instance to create, you need to create a stack first, and that's the reason why I have created a sample EC2 stack here. Now, if you see in the sample EC2 stack, this is the code that goes inside the lib folder of the CloudFormation. Now, how to create the CloudFormation template and how to install the AWS CDK, etc. in your laptop or in your VM or in your desktop, I've already covered in previous videos. So you'll find those video links in the description as well. But we are starting right now here directly from the CDK itself. Now, how do we create the CloudFormation template using the CDK, and how do we deploy it on the AWS is what we're going to look at it today. Alright, so if you see this is a TypeScript, by the way. This is not Python, this is TypeScript. So if you look at this particular template that I've created, there are quite a few things that you need to understand and provide in order for the EC2 template to work, because EC2 template, the EC2 instance actually requires a VPC. So that's the reason why we have created a VPC. If you already have a VPC configured, you can just use those here. If you see, there is a VPC that is already provided. You can provide the name of the VPC, and also the second thing that you need is a security group. Now, if you don't have a security group attached to the VPC, you can still create it here. That is what I've done it here. Otherwise, you can just use whatever is the security group that has been created. Now, if you see, this is one of the codes that we have created. This is one of the scripts that we have created so that we can get the EC2 running, and then later when we want, we can connect to the EC2 instance, or we can use the EC2 instance for whatever reasons that you want. Alright guys, now I'll just give you a quick introduction again on how to deploy or how to create the CDK. Now just you can ignore all of this. You can just look at why the AWS NPM CDK CLI etc. is required, how to do that. I've provided few steps. You can go ahead. Now the steps that I'll be running are from here. I'll be creating the npm build, the node package manager. From there I'm going to run the build. I'm going to create a build from it, and then I'm going to bootstrap just to check if there are any changes in the environment. Now the bootstrapping, what it does is it checks with the environment and your local whether whatever you're trying to deploy is exactly the same or not, and then I'll go ahead and then I'll create a synth. Synth means it creates a template of whatever are the resources that are going to create that will be created before you deploy your application. And then CDK deploy is the command wherein you will deploy the application, and then CDK destroy is when you destroy your infrastructure. Now we are going to use all of these commands, and before we understand how does this CDK work, we'll have to understand how the CDK understands which account it has to deploy in. So that is where the CDK configure comes into picture. Once you say, AWS configure comes into picture. So once you say AWS configure, it will ask for a default region, your secret ID, your secret passcode, etc. It will configure everything, and after that you'll have to just create all of these so that your environment can understand what the CDK means and what does AWS mean. You'll have to do all of this. All right. So within 10 minutes, guys, what we are going to do is we're going to see how to deploy an EC2 instance. Now if you come here, this is the AWS management console, like we keep telling all the time. And once we come to the EC2 instance, I'll show you that there is no running instance as of now in the EC2 console. Now when you click on this EC2 management console, this is the dashboard page, or this is a page that you will be landing on. If you go on the instances that are running, you will see that soon you will see that there are 0 instances that are running, because I make sure that whatever instances that I have created, I go ahead and destroy those instances. Now if you see here, there are no matching instances found, and I am in North Virginia region, the US East 1 region, and there are no matching instances found. Now what I'm going to do is what I'll do is I am at this location, so it's the AWS CDK and sample EC2 instance. That is one of the folders that we have created, the sample EC2, as well as inside that I have created the lib, and inside the lib I have created the script that you had just seen. All right. So what I'll do is I'll say npm run build. This is one of the first commands that we'll be using to create a build using the node package manager, or the npm. Now this reads the TypeScript, whatever the script that we have written or whatever the code we have written, it reads it and then it creates a package which can be later deployed to the AWS management console that we have configured. Now let's wait for the npm run to build, and once it is built and once it is ready, the next command that we are going to look at is CDK bootstrap. Now as I told, what the CDK bootstrap does is it tries to understand whether the environment that we have created previously, the CloudFormation that was created previously, is still the same or not, and if not, it will try to bootstrap it together with the environment. It will try to move this particular script to the S3 folder from where the CloudFormation template will be forming. Now I'll wait here for a bit so that the npm run builds completes, and once it is completed, we'll come back and then look at how does the CDK bootstrap work. Alright, as you can see, the sample EC2 that we had created, the script that we had created has already been built. The next one that we need to look at is CDK bootstrap. That's the, sorry, it's not npm bootstrap, my apologies, it's CDK bootstrap. This is the command that we're going to run. It will check with the, as I said, with the environment, if everything and the CloudFormation template and other required things are available or not. Alright, looks like I did a mistake here. I had to go back one step behind, because it has to be before where it can find the CDK JSON, and then I'll have to say CDK bootstrap so that it can understand whether the CloudFormation templates and other configurations are same as they were before. Alright, now this is running. I'll wait here and I'll come back once the CDK bootstrap is done. Alright guys, let's come back and let's now see that it is trying to bootstrap the environment. Now it is provided here that it is trying to bootstrap the particular environment that we had provided, and once it is done, it says there are no changes were detected, use force to override. Now if you want to, if you have done some changes and it still says that there are no changes that are detected, you can still use the --force command or the parameter, and then it will override the existing CloudFormation template. Alright. So now it says that there are no changes, however the environment that we were talking about has been bootstrapped. Now the next thing, as I said, we will do CDK synth. which synthesizes the template, which will show what are all the resources or what are all the internal resources that are being created. It will give us in a nice template format, and once we say CDK deploy, it will show what are all, again it will show the resources but in a different tabular format. When we say CDK deploy, it will show us in a tabular format, and it is if you say yes, then it is gonna put all of those resources within the account that you have created. Make sure that just keep in mind that whatever resources that are getting created, if they are under free tier account, you will not be charged. However, if there are resources that are getting created which are outside of the free tier account, you will definitely be charged. Now if you go back here and then see, these are all the resources, and the template it is providing here to show us what are all the resources that are being created. You can just refer this, and then when I say CDK deploy and hit enter, it will show us in a nice tabular format of what are the resources that are getting created into your account. And if you say yes, all of those resources will get deployed. Now I'll wait here for the prompt to come up, which will say yes or no, which will provide the prompt of yes or no. I'll wait till there, and once it is back, I'll show you how it works. Alright guys, let's come back. Now if you see, it has created as I said, a tabular format of what are all the resources that are getting created, what are all the effects, and what is the action that. So this is the action, and whatever is the principle, it is showing us in a nice tabular format. And once I say yes, it will take some time and then create these. It will deploy the EC2 instance, it will create the VPC, it will create the IAM role, it will create everything, the security groups, etc. And then once it is done, I'll come back here and then show. Now if you see here, if you try to refresh, there will be no EC2 instance as of now, because there are no matching. The CloudFormation template has not yet been deployed. Once it is deployed, it will definitely come back here. We'll come back here and then we'll see that the EC2 instance is deployed. Alright, I'll wait here till the EC2 instance gets completed, and once it is done, once it says it is deployed, we'll come back and then see how the EC2 instance is created. Alright, now if you see that the EC2 instance has been created, it says that the EC2 instance has been created. There are so many actions that were done. Whenever you do the CDK deploy, you can go back and check the actions whatever are being done. There are so many VPCs that have been created. This is the sample VPC, is the name of the VPC that I have provided, and it will create few subnets and it will assign all of the IP addresses. Now here it will assign the private IP address, because in the subnet you'll have to go and then check the create public IP addresses, but for the demo purpose I have not created that, and that's the reason why it will only create the private IP addresses. Now in which subnet it will put the EC2 instance in which subnet is all provided here. All of the details will be provided here, and it will take some time for it to deploy, because it is creating VPCs, it is creating security groups, it is creating IAM roles, as well as it is deploying the EC2 instance. That's the reason why it is taking some time. Now I haven't refreshed the EC2 management console yet. I'll refresh it in front of you, and then you can see that one of the EC2 instance has already been created by the CloudFormation template, of course. Now if you see, this is the name of the EC2 instance that we have created. That's the sample EC2 stack is the name of the EC2 instance that we have, and you can get inside this EC2 instance and you can perform all of the activities like creating this is like a virtual machine for you, correct? So you can connect to these instances. For example, right now, because it is not provided any public IP address, you will not be able to do log into this, but there are different ways by which you can connect to this EC2 instance and then utilize this EC2 instance as according to what you want. So guys, this was one of the CloudFormation scripts that I had shown you. As I said, we can create an EC2 instance within 5 to 10 minutes within that by using the CloudFormation template. CloudFormation is, as I said, one of the IAC tools, which is infrastructure as a code tool. Now, why do we use infrastructure as a code? Because we need to understand whatever infrastructure that we have created, we need to keep a tab, and IAC tools such as CloudFormation or Terraform have the ability to understand and then keep a track of whatever the resources that we have created, and then you don't have to remember what are the resources that you have created. The IAC tools will keep a track of it, and if you want to destroy all of the resources, you just have to say CDK destroy, and then once you say yes, it will destroy all of the CDK whatever it had created, whatever the infrastructure it had created, the CloudFormation, you can destroy all of them. All right, so what we'll do is we'll also check out what VPC resources it has created. All right, let me open the VPC management console, and in that, let's see whether we'll be able to see this particular VPC. This is the VPC ID, the sample VPC, whether we'll be able to see, and this is the subnet that it had created within the VPC. All right, so once we come here and then I click on your VPCs, this is where it will list all of the VPCs that are provided in the US East 1 region. Now when I go into this is the default VPC. Now once I go inside that particular your VPC section, it will show us that there are two VPCs. One of them is the default VPC, which is created when you create your account and when you first try to deploy any of the services. This is the default VPC that is created, and this is the sample EC2 stack sample VPC that we had created. And if you see, it has given the CIDR blocks as well, IPv4 CIDR blocks, and these are the subnet IDs, route tables, etc. All of the options that have been created. All right. So if you scroll here and then see, the default VPC is the first one that was created previously when I created the account, and the second one is the sample VPC that we just created. All right. So it creates the VPCs, it creates the security groups, it creates the IAM role, and it has created the EC2 instance. Now what if I want to destroy all of them? There is a very simple command called CDK destroy, and what this does is it tells the CDK that I want to destroy all of the resources that I've been creating or that have been created, and you can have peace of mind, because you might incur losses or you might not remember that you had created few of the services, and those services will incur charges, and you will only know after the billing cycle or after the bill is generated from the AWS side. Of course, for the first time, whenever you incur a charge, you can create a support ticket stating that I wasn't aware of this, and then they will reverse the charge. That is only a one-time activity that can be done per account, and once you raise a request, they'll contact you, they'll ask what happened, and you can explain them that, you know, I'm learning this AWS, and that is the reason why I had incurred this cost, and they will waive the cost for you. Now if you see here, it is asking me whether I'm sure that I want to delete this EC2 stack, or the CloudFormation template will take a note of this. Whenever I say yes, the CloudFormation template will take a note of it, and it will run to destroy all of the infrastructure that has been created by us. Okay, let's go back here and then see. This is the instance that we had created. Let's see if it loads. It has not yet deleted it has deleted. Now you see that it has deleted the instance. You don't have to worry about it, and in some time it will also delete the sample VPC that we had created as well. All right, let's wait for this CloudFormation to complete destroying all of the infrastructures, and once it is done, we'll come back and then we'll take a look at it here again. Okay guys, so let's come back and then see that it says the sample EC2 stack that we had created has completely been destroyed. One thing to note here is, once it very beautifully shows in green color that all of the actions that we have requested the CDK and the CloudFormation to perform, it has performed that. It has said delete completed, it says delete in progress, and then it says delete completed. This is a very beautiful thing in CDK. Similarly, when you create something, it says create completed, create in progress, etc. And if there are any errors, they are depicted in red. Like before this, when we were trying to run the CDK deploy or CDK synth, it wasn't able to find it, and that's the reason why it was showing it in red. And when we understood that we had to go back, we just went one step back, and then we ran the CDK bootstrap again, wherein we saw that everything that we requested had run perfectly fine, and then it had created all of the resources, and later when we requested, it has deleted all of the resources. Okay, so let me scroll back up just to see where this is. Right, I think I scrolled all the way down. Okay, now coming back, if you see here, this is the CDK destroy command that we had clearly requested the CloudFormation and the CDK to destroy all of the infrastructure. It has completely destroyed that particular CDK stack from the CloudFormation, and then we have a clean environment back. Now guys, this is what I wanted to show you. Like I said, within 10 minutes you can create an infrastructure, you can delete an infrastructure, and this is the beauty of using CDK. However, the CloudFormation, CDK, etc. are, as I said, they are not vendor agnostic, they are specific to AWS itself. Similarly, we have different services within the Azure as well as GCP, but here we are talking only about CloudFormation. And if you want to create that a vendor agnostic tool, if you want to create the resources using a vendor agnostic tool, then Terraform is the fantastic tool. Alright guys, this is what I wanted to show you, and I hope that you have liked the content today. If not, then let me know in comment section what is it that I can improve, because I always strive to give you the best of my knowledge, and if there is anything lacking, just let me know in the comment section and I'll make sure that next time that won't be repeated. And please like this video, share with your friends, and do not forget to subscribe to this channel. Alright guys, this is Tejas signing off, and you have a great day.